Alright, what's up, y'all? Back with another video. Just quick trade recap today. Let me go to the higher time frames on these. So I took one trade today. I took one long. I ended up hitting TP. As you guys can see, 700 on the combine. So yeah, there's nothing in the daily, nothing in the 4-hour either. I mean, we have this fair value gap in here, but that doesn't really make much of a difference. And then here we go. So where it starts getting better. Just a quick note, blue lines are liquidity, areas of liquidity. Obviously the boxes, the rectangles are fair value gaps. Green lines, regular trading hours, opening range gap. And then this Fibonacci here is just grading out that regular trading hours. But yeah, so here on the hourly, what we noticed, we did have S&T in here, right? So as you guys can see on NQ, we ended up tapping the hourly gap and no body closures inside of it either, which was nice. And then on ES, we have the opposite, right? We didn't tap the gap, we didn't take that low. So there's that first telltale sign of kind of just a bullish bias on the day and kind of setting me up for my trade. And then we go down to the 15-minute. Same thing here on the 15-minute. If I can move this. No tap in this gap on ES. Tap on NQ. Again, bodies respect that that fair value gap in there. And then this purple box is the hourly one. So I didn't mark it out on the 15-minute, but this was the hourly. And then, yeah, tap into that 15-minute gap. And then this is where I decide I'm going to start looking for longs. And then this was my first target on buy side at 28,512, just about. And then obviously external all-time highs 28,634. Then we go down to the lower time frames. So 5-minute, I didn't really do much on the 5-minute today, so we're just gonna ignore the 5-minute time frame. Going down to the 1-minute. There's nothing on ES really in the 1-minute, just the higher time frames, so we're not going to look at that. We'll just keep it where price is now. Alright, so what we notice on the 1-minute, we have this tap into the regular trading hours opening range gap, so like those green lines that I told you guys before. We go and we try to hit the 25% level. I know this is 75%, but I look at it as 0, 25, 50, 75, and so on. But we get close to that 25% level, and then we do just take a bunch of these internal lows in here, tapping this 1-minute fair value gap as well from yesterday, and taking out these lows in here as well. So that's kind of the areas of liquidity that we took before we kind of catch this move. And just a quick note, I did not catch this entire move. I'll show you guys in a second, but this is what you guys could have done. And then obviously, like I said before, this was the first area of liquidity that I wanted to take. And then if you guys held, you would have ended up hitting before taking your stop. Or you would have got stopped out, actually. So never mind. But, so yeah, just going back to more stuff in the 1-minute. I would say that low we put in, I kind of just saw this as manipulation because market open, we dumped down straight to the regular trading hours opening range gap. And then after that, we just had these explosive moves up. And then you guys can see in here, I noticed this fair value gap in here was important. It was the one right before we took out this area of liquidity. And then as you guys can see, we did end up inversing it and tapping the inversion. So this was kind of, let me take this off. This was kind of scary just because we actually did end up inversing it. And then we came down and then we had body closures below the 50% level. So I would have liked it to hold the bodies above the 50% level, so stay on this quadrant of the fair value gap or inversion gap and then continue higher, but we didn't end up inversing the inversion, so I guess that still holds as well. And then as you guys can see in here, we have a fair value gap, and this is the first presented gap of the day. We're going to make this one red so we can see it. So this one in here was the first presented gap of the day. I entered on the tap of the first presented. So we did not inverse before I entered, so I entered So we created the fair value gap, entered on the tap, and then the candle that we got entered on that ended up inversing. And then I did weather the storm just a little bit in here. It wasn't too bad. And then I ended up taking TP, and I'll show you guys where in just a second. So we'll mark these out in here. This is where I put my stop, and TP just above this in here. So I put my TP right here. I just noticed this was a high, right? I didn't expect it to go right here right away, and I didn't want to weather this crazy storm, and as you guys could see, I would have got stopped out. But yeah, it's an eval as well, so like this TP here would have been like, because I entered 10 contracts, this is like 2200, so I didn't want to end up, you know, taking 2200 and then the next day I have to make, you know, the same amount or lose money to be good on the day. But yeah, TP was here, $700 again, entered on the tap of the first presented gap. Inversion just kind of confirmed it. Came back, we didn't inverse the inversion, so I know that's like weird to say, but we didn't inverse the inversion, and then we did tap the first presented again before we end up going up. And then as you guys can see, we continue down, put in a couple equal lows in here. You guys could have entered on this inversion as well, and then obviously as you guys can see, we did that taking that high, and then likely to go up to this high. We're only maybe 50 points away, whatever the math is on that. So but yeah, overall it's an alright day. It wasn't nothing crazy. It wasn't A++ setup, but it was definitely still, you know, a setup there. So but yeah, that was the trade of the day. I mean, there's not much else to explain, I guess. As you guys can see, I've explained pretty much all of it. But this video helped you guys out. Subscribe, like, comment, whatever you guys want to do, and I'll see you Friday. Peace.